I was talking to Betty today. I told my wife Veronica when she brought me a glass of Jack. Like her, we haven't seen each other in over 2 weeks. I can't believe I can go this long without gossiping with her. Did you guys talk about anything interesting? She asked that, sitting down with her glass. You could say that. It's interesting. In fact, it's extremely interesting and painful at the same time. I spoke, taking the first sip and enjoying the taste. She suspects John is cheating on her. Veronica looked surprised when I dropped the bomb. John would never do anything like that. He's too devoted to have fun on the side. I hope you told her that. She said in a dismissive tone. I did, but she insists there are too many obvious signs. I'm a divorce lawyer, and I know that most friends and family don't want to believe that someone they know could be a cheater. What are the signs? If I tell you, you must keep it an absolute secret and not tell another living soul. Of course I will. My wife wasn't the gossipy type, but I have to be sure. She was supposed to have her tubes tied, but last month he insisted on having them tied for him instead. Now, I don't know of any man who would voluntarily agree to that. I wouldn't do it. I took another sip. He was thinking only of her comfort. He's a very considerate husband in that sense. They only have one child. Why would they even go to such lengths? She asked, taking another sip. Since we were childhood friends, we knew each other pretty well. Betty, Veronica, John, and I had been together since 2nd grade. Even in elementary school, we knew we would be friends for the rest of our lives. It was painful to know that was no longer possible. I don't. I love John like a brother, but if he cheated on her, I will tear him apart with my bare hands and bury him in 2 different counties. I'll make sure his family knows, his work knows, and I'll also make sure he really screws up the divorce proceedings. I'm the best divorce lawyer in town for a reason. Why would you want to do anything? It's a personal matter between the 2 of them. At any rate, you should stay as far away from their mess as possible. I wish I could talk to her and tell her to forget about this kind of nonsense. He will never cheat on her, period. So, what should you and I do? Stay out of the mess or intervene and try to make things right? I personally would oppose the cheating spouse because, as a divorce lawyer, I've seen too many happy families break up, and I've never felt any sympathy for the cheating spouse. Besides, Betty is like a sister to me. She would stop a rushing bullet for me. You 3 are the closest people in my life. I would hate John if he took that away from me. Did she say anything else to you? Veronica asked a little worriedly. Nothing in particular. She's heartbroken, but she seems certain that John is cheating. Tomorrow she'll know for sure. How? Suddenly, Veronica became visibly nervous. My first instinct naturally told me that John could never cheat, and I tried to convince Betty, but she wouldn't listen to anything. So I suggested that, before she came face to face with John, she checked to see if her suspicions were correct. I was rather blunt, if I may say so. A private detective had been following John for the past 10 days, and he would give a final report tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Betty has asked that you and I accompany her to his office. I think she wants us there for moral support in case her suspicions are correct. By this time, both of our glasses were empty. I got up to pour another and asked her if she needed one too. Yes, pour me one, and when you come back, we need to talk about something. Her lips and hands trembled as she held out the empty glass to me. She didn't notice my smirk, of